the brand was going downhill because I just fully checked out. I was not interested in it anymore. Last year, I found out I had this ectopic heartbeat. It basically means I have like 6,000 heart palpitations a day at only 40 years old. And I'm just thinking like, what is this life? What do I need to be doing to protect myself in this? Just really realized that creating impact and helping others is what I really want to be doing. Hey Rebels, it's Charlie, your host of the Salon Rebel podcast. And I don't think I've done a bit of a catch-up show for a while to where I'm at. Whether you care or not is not my problem. You will just move on if you don't care. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and where I'm at with my businesses right now. And I think it's just always nice to reflect, even for myself, to think about where we are right now, where we're going. And I will start off by saying that I'm very proud of Amber and I. Amber is my EA/marketing coordinator, that she just got promoted to our marketing coordinator. And she has absolutely helped me do this thing that has been so freaking hard and has been so drawn out. But I have just sold half of the Charlie Ecom brand. And I am so glad to say that that has been finalized, because if you've ever sold a business before, you'll know that that handover and the process of the back and forth can be excruciatingly painful. And who I sold the business to is an absolute gun, but he really challenged us into making us feel like we were the worst people at IT that ever existed, which has brought in a whole other slew of like awareness and self-confidence issues from meeting this guy. And he is so good, and he works with basically founder brands and helps like consumer brands get into, you know, Priceline and David Jones, and like knows how to basically take something and make it fully automated and makes it like turns it into just like a well-oiled machine. And so I've partnered with him, and he was exactly what I was looking for. And I'm really excited now to be just the founder of the brand, helping with the creative aspects of it, the brainstorming, the new product development, but not actually having to do any of the operations. Like, honestly, I am so happy. I'm literally like, my cheeks hurt from smiling right now, just thinking about how happy I am to never have to do any of that again. And not only that, like, I wasn't hardly doing anything. This is the problem, is the brand was going downhill because I just fully like checked out. I was not interested in it anymore. And not because I didn't like the brand, but because I started getting interested in other things. And so Amber was just like trying to hold up the brand all by herself. She was doing all the like the marketing and the pick and pack and everything. And I was just sort of letting it go downhill. And I think once I'd made my mind up that I needed a partner, I wanted out, I really sort of checked out. And so I think we sold it right before it went under, basically. So I'm really happy that we've have somebody on now who is just such a strategy genius. Like, honestly, you know, when people say things to you and you're just like, why didn't I think of that? That seems like a really simple solution. Like, he's just so good with that. And as hairdressers, when it comes to IT, we aren't the best at it. And it's really hard to stay focused. Like, the guys are making fun of me in here right now because I can't even focus on like which camera to look at. And I'm looking at like all three of them, like a total spaz. Like, I'm talking to three different people. Like, it is hard to focus when you are, you know, obviously most of us have ADHD, trying to run a business and then having a slew of like IT stuff to always deal with, and running an e-com brand. Yes, it's a lot about marketing, but like everything's online and on the computer. And I think I've really come aware recently that I really need to get away from how much screen time I'm having, and not just like on my phone, but as a business owner, we do spend a lot of time behind the scenes in that admin that is all online. And I'm really struggling with that, and sort of the impacts that I'm having on my entire life by sitting behind a screen all the time. And while it's really helped me like structure my business and make these changes and grow my business, I'm starting to have a little bit of an epiphany to what I really do like doing and maybe what I'm not so good at. So recently I had somebody on my podcast from Integrity and Values. It's a business that basically is just absolutely kills it with leadership and helping other companies with their own leadership. Her name is Jennifer Elliott, and she is just an absolute gun. And we were having a meeting the other day. So since having her on my podcast, the guys in the studio introduced me to her. I was on her podcast and she was on mine, and she's just so good with the way she speaks. If you haven't listened to that podcast yet, I don't know what the timing is going to be like, but it should be out by now. It is a killer episode into just how she speaks, and so articulated, and just so thoughtful, and realizing that so many things of the way what we're doing is about our communication, right? So when we're having any problems with our team or our husbands or anything, it's always communication. It's like we're always mad at each other because of what somebody said to us or what we said to them. So anyway, she was on our podcast, and then after, we've decided to partner, and I really want to use some of her products, which are amazing at profiling people. And it basically, I did this massive quiz. It profiled me, and she did the debrief with me so that she could basically tell what I was good at and what I was shit at. And it's always a little bit alarming because you're great, I'm just going to get roasted. And she's roasted me a few times now for basically my IT skills. And it's I'm always can't find the Zoom link. Our emails are, for some reason, we are always getting signed out of our emails. Our hosting is down. The other day, we just got our Meta disabled randomly because they thought we weren't human. It is just nonstop. And I'm sure that you guys can all agree that you spend a lot of time trying to just find your password and re-log into stuff. But that kind of stuff, it actually just kills my soul. When I have to spend the day trying to log into stuff, into doing these tedious tasks that are not creative, that it's the same reason why we hate book work and we hate any of that, that kind of data entry stuff, that it just actually feels like I haven't slept in 3 days after doing a few hours of that. And I've come to just notice what I'm just not designed to do. And Jennifer said to me the other day when we were doing this onboarding, so we're going to be able to do this profiling ourselves, and we're getting accredited for it, and we're doing the onboarding for it. And Amber, my EA, is on there, and she goes, is Amber here? Because I really hate to say this, Charlie, but Amber needs to be here so that she knows the back end and she can do the admin of this, because I hate to say it, but you are just not good at this. And I was you know what? You are so right. I could be offended, but she was right. I am not good at that. I am not good at the behind, in the admin. It's I can do the ads and the Meta ads, and I can do the Google ads and all the creative with it. But when we have to do stuff like coding or, any of that behind the scenes stuff, all the IT stuff, it's I just want to hand it to somebody else all the time. And anytime I get stuck with doing it, it's a shit day. So I think starting to be more aware of what I want to do and what that looks like is becoming really more apparent. And I'm still sort of working through that. One thing I'm also working through is just the effects of the fact that I'm now 40. I've been running a salon for 15 years. I've done a lot of different things. And I'm at the point now where I'm what do I want to do with my day? I love working. I love going to work. I love being with the team. I would never be the kind of person to be I just want to be off every day. I would probably be going to the gym, playing pickleball, and other than that, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. So I love working, but it's what do I want to do with that working hours? What should I be doing that I'm good at so that I can grow my business? Because when I'm given tasks that aren't helpful. Oh, sorry, I'm given tasks that I don't do very well. I'm not very helpful. So we'll have a long list of things that we need to do, and I'm hardly getting through them. So one of the things that I'm noticing now as I'm getting older is the effects of like perimenopause and what that's actually doing and how it's affecting me at work. So right now, my goal is really trying to figure out how to structure my life around the challenges that, aging is going to bring, and what I need to do so that I can be working on the things that I'm actually good at, not the things that I'm just trying to be good at. And it does come with some brainstorming and some really thinking about what is it that I want to be doing? I love being out on the floor and helping my team, but I don't want to be behind the chair doing clients again. I want to be involved with the marketing and, making it, doing our personal brand and all that. But I don't really want to be behind the scenes and then editing content because, again, I find it really hard to be getting distracted, and there's too many things and it's overwhelming. It's like any salon owner would agree that when you go jump online, there's so many things that you should and could be doing that it's hard to pick the direction of what you should be working on. And although, we do that and I have help with that, I'm at a point now where I'm like, okay, what are these things that I need to take off my to-do plate? Because I feel like I'm actually just wasting time when I could be doing something more hands-on that could be more effective. So right now I'm focusing on my health and focusing on how can I get a healthier brain? What can I be doing to feel better, to basically be able to be there for my kids, for my team? And it's a lot of stuff. Honestly, every week I feel like there's just doctor's appointments after doctor's appointments. And last year I found out I had this ectopic heartbeat, which was really scary because they didn't know what was wrong with my heart at first. And it's basically means I have 6,000 heart palpitations a day. And while that sounds like a lot, it's only a 6% of my heartbeats are like that. But finding that out, feeling that, having to, go to cardiovascular appointments was really scary and confronting at only 40 years old. So we went down that road last year, and this year I'm like, okay, what do I need to do to get healthier? Because the stress is obviously compiled from just years of hustling and growing these businesses. What do we need to do? So now we're trying HRT for the perimenopause. There's a really good podcast it's called The Imperfects, and I think the title of it is called Maybe It's Menopause, and it's really informative about HRT. If you're thinking of or you're considering starting HRT, it was the one that really helped me to go, okay, I need to actually do something because the effects that I'm having and the things that they were talking about were so clear to me, even though, when you think about anything that's wrong with you, whether it's your gut health or your hormones or whatever, it's a lot of the same symptoms. So it's brain fog, and see, now I can't even think of the next thing. It's brain fog, bad sleep, inflammation, all these things that are going on in your body. And so I'm trialing all these different things at the same time, which is going to make it really, really hard to realize what's working and not. But focusing on sleep is a massive thing. So in my family, my dad had a hemorrhagic stroke about 4 years ago, left him incapacitated. He can't speak. He's paralyzed on one side and is now in a home. And then my mom has severe Parkinson's, is now in a home, early 70s as well. They're both in their early 70s. She's in a separate home, so they got separated. She can no longer speak because of the Parkinson's. And so I've got both parents that have had these severe, one with a brain trauma and one with a disease that's left her incapacitated. And so I'm really starting to go hey, what do I need to be doing to protect myself in this? And there's something about, I think, when you hit that 40-year mark and you're okay, I'm halfway hopefully not halfway through my life, but I could be halfway through my life. I mean, I could be at the end of the line. Who knows? I could be dead tomorrow. But like, what do I need to do now to set myself up to be able to be a grandparent, like, for my kids? What do I need to do? And when you start looking into it, it's a lot of stuff. So like, I'm on bisoprolol for my heart, which just helps the heart kind of just like chill out a little bit so that I don't get as many of these ectopic heartbeats, which are apparently like not threatening or anything. My heart's fine. I don't know why I'm getting them. HRT to help with the hormones. I just started taking Monjura. It's a GLP-1, which is basically like for diabetes is what it started with. It's better than Ozempic. It helps you with like weight loss. There's all these different other key benefits that are coming from it now. If you like do the research on like inflammation, cardiovascular health, Alzheimer's, like brain health, all this stuff. And I really wanted to get on top of like getting into the peptides stuff now while I'm 40, rather than waiting till it's too late. So we have access to all these different things. So we're trying that. We've got like, I feel like I'm just eating supplements for a full meal. Like honestly, I get my supplements out and I have to like package them up into little containers so that I can take them all every day. And I eat my supplements for the day. And I'm like, I'm actually full, probably because the Monjaro. But I'm like literally having like supplements as a meal because there's so many things that we should and could be taking. I had somebody over at my house yesterday that did like an IV hookup that basically just pumped me full of sups and minerals. And I'm just thinking like, what is this life? Like I'm trying to take care of myself. And it's a lot. And it's really freaking expensive too. So if anybody's just like feeling that pressure right now of like just trying to take care of yourself, you're doing all the right things, you're really just trying to like figure out what's going on. Like the brain fog is insane. I think that's my biggest problem. And I do think it's probably from like years of stress and being online and being in front of a screen, which is why I'm so focused on that right now. So I know the podcast was about like, where are we at? And that's where I'm at. I'm just like, okay, how lucky am I to have this opportunity to now focus on my health? Because I have a team that's absolutely killing it in the salon, that we have built a structure that I can focus on my health like that. I can decide to like whether I want to be involved in this business or not. I can decide if I want to take on more mentorship clients and help them. And, you know, I feel so lucky and grateful for, you know, the team that has helped me to get to that point. But it wouldn't have come without like the hard work. You know, my brain's fried, but my business is set up now. And now I'm just going to have to go back and try to repair it, right? So, yeah, I'm keen to see how these things work. I'll keep you guys posted if anybody's like interested in how those things are actually going, because I'm sure a lot of you that have been running salons for a long time have probably feel the same and that pressure. And yeah, if you are trying any of those things or doing anything that's been really helpful, please like reach out to me. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me where you're at with that, because I'd love to hear it. But one thing I've realized with what I love to do, what I have been doing is with our mentorship clients, we can only take on, I can only handle about 4 mentorship clients at one time at the moment because of how much we give them. But it has been so rewarding helping salon owners actually restructure their salon, seeing the changes in their business, and like just seeing results before we're even running ads. Like we're seeing people with great results and we haven't even turned on ads yet, just by making like different changes and helping them in ways that other coaches really haven't been able to help them, because I get to use all the stuff that fried my brain for the last 15 years. And then maybe you don't have to fry your brain as badly. I mean, that's a pretty good solution. So I guess my brain was the offering but now I can help others. And that's been super fun, super impactful. And I think at the end of the day, I've just really realized that creating impact and helping others is what I really want to be doing, and not so much working with with plastic and, consumer goods coming in and out. There's something about that just didn't really light me up. And I think because I wasn't having that human interaction with the customers. So that's been really, really fun. So now we're just trying to coast, trying to get through till June, when I'll be going to Canada for a month, leaving my team for a month, which is always a little bit scary, but I trust and know that they're going to be amazing. They'll probably actually be chill because I won't be there with all my new crazy ideas, and they can actually just chill, and nobody will be changing everything on them all the time. So yeah, that's that. And we will see you next time, guys.